Good morning. My name is David Hunsinger, and welcome to this October 29th edition of Keystroke Live. Today we will be talking about the Seiko RP-D10 receipt printer that Seiko was nice enough to send us a couple of them. Stephen Toomey from Seiko is with us today, and I don't know if I can unmute him or not right now, but he will be here. I will unmute everybody at the end so that we can have a little question and answer period. Remember, Keystroke Live is every Wednesday, same time, same login information. We try to do topical information, and next week will be Mike Gebb. So a few things about the Seiko RP-D10 printer that we kind of looked at and really liked. That it's a cool, interesting cube design. So there is the front of the printer. And if you see, it's kind of all about the same. There's the top. So it's very easy to use. Doesn't have a big, it does have a power cord over here. You can open it up and I push the lever on this and it just opens right up. Paper drops right in there. So it's very easy to use. I better pull the paper back out so that it prints okay when I go to print. And there it is. So it's 129 millimeters cubed. Prints very fast. There's different paper options, and I'm going to show you some really cool things about the printer. It's one of the coolest things, and I forgot to grab this, that I like about it. It comes with a CD. Novel idea. Don't have to go download stuff. Drop it in there. It installs the driver, and you're ready to go with that. If I take a look, and I will show everything on my screen here. If I go to my devices and printers, and I've got my Seiko driver installed here, and I can choose the printing preferences, and there's a lot of neat things you can do in here. I can come in and decide if I want a full cut or partial cut. There's different margin settings, page settings, logo. It's very controllable from within their driver, and it works great within Keystroke. So there's a lot you can do here. I did set it to a full cut, and that was all just installed right off the CD. It was ready to go. Didn't have to mess around anything with install the driver and plug the printer in, or plug the printer in, install the driver. I just plugged it in, turned it on, installed the driver. This model is a USB interface. They also have a serial and a Ethernet interface as well. So I installed the driver, I plugged the printer in. Now I'm going to go into Keystroke, and I'm going to go to the Configuration Manager here. And under Hardware and Printers, I have my receipt printer. I did create, you can use Epson drivers. I did create a Seiko driver and form, just so we've got something that works out of the box. That will be included with the next build of Keystroke. So driver, I just selected Seiko. Port, I'm selecting Windows printers and the Seiko printer that I had set up in Windows. This list is the same that I have in devices and printers in Windows. I could go direct to Windows, but then you lose all those cool features of the printer driver, like controlling the cut, font, that kind of thing. So you can do that. You don't have to. Oh yeah, the other thing I didn't show you about that printer driver, and here's this, you can go printer preferences also, is you can control the drawer settings, and I got to go find it again. It might be under properties here, device settings tool. Here's I can do the test print to print a nice test page. I can do drivers, and somewhere I had, maybe let's go back here. Maybe it was under printer preferences, paper quality, document setting. There were options, general. I lost where there were some drawer settings in here too on how you want to do that, and it was, oh, here we go, advanced. That wasn't it either. Anyway, I won't struggle around here too much, but there's lots of settings in that driver you can do. So here I'm selecting the Windows printer, Seiko driver, and then under tables and print buttons, I go to my sales manager and my receipt printer setup. And here, let's try that again. We are using the yet unreleased version of Keystroke. So I'm going to go to Configuration, Tables, Print Buttons, Sales Manager, Receipt. Doesn't like something there. So I've selected my Seiko receipt printer. You know, I printed about 100 invoices this morning. So if I come in here, let's see if I get my nice receipt print. Doesn't like my form. What happened here? Anyway, we're going to go to, I'm going to show you what I can do to fix this. I'm going to go to my keystroke directory here, and just so you get a feel for what we're doing, if I look in forms and I have a Seiko printer and a Seiko WP-D, the Seiko WP-D, and I know this might be a little hard to see, this is what controls the print. I've selected font, font size, all that kind of good stuff. And for some reason, that invoice I created, the file, you see it's 0 bytes here, something happened to that one. So what I am going to do is just go ahead and delete that file. And then I am going to take my star logo file, which is star sig. There it is. I'm just going to copy that one, paste it in here, and call it my RP-D10. Don't know what I did to my other file there, but now I've got a decent file there. So if I start Keystroke again, and let's print a label. Hopefully it prints okay. Don't hit random keys there. Hopefully. Oh, and there it printed my nice receipt. So I will try to hold this up here again. Print my receipt. I had adjusted on that Seiko form the position of the logo, because our logo was a little bigger, so it's not centered, but there it comes out. Now, with that WPD driver that I looked at, that's where, and where is it? Right here. This Seiko, this is where I'm using Lucida Console, which is a, if I hold that up there, is a fixed width font. If you use a proportional font, things don't line up as nicely and look as good. So that's kind of the Keystroke logo going there. So if I change, you know, say if I change the Lucida Console to Arial, and I'll just change this font right here in my WPD file, and then I want to make sure everything is adjusted correctly. So if I save that, now when I print the receipt, you see I'm using a, and it's kind of hard to get focused in there, but this is the fixed width or the proportional font, so things line up a little differently. You get that little better look, but it doesn't line up as well as it does when I am using like Courier, and I can change that from Arial. Let's change it to Courier. Oh, and then I just need to be sure I get all my columns lined up. And save that. So now when I print my receipt, and remember this can go front loading or it can be a top printing receipt. You can set it either way. So now when I print my receipt, I get my nice lined up prices and all. And what I was showing you there in the configuration manager of Keystroke, that is under tables, print buttons, sales manager. I was looking at receipt. And there's my form settings. I can print to screen and then the printer. I can print multiple copies in here. And this is where you select it off the list. I was getting that error because I had somehow my form file got goofed up and ended up as 0 bytes, but it's probably because I was hacking around with it so much this morning. If I go back to my PowerPoint here, we have, I'm going to unmute everyone. And Stephen, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. We have Stephen, the channel manager. He was nice enough to provide us these printers. I took a look around on the internet. These look like, I don't know what the manufactured suggested retail price on this is. Do you have one, Stephen?
Yeah, it's $295. And
it looks like the street price is about $200. It's available in distribution from Ingram Micro and, is it?
Cinex.
Cinex, that's the other one. So good little printer, very fast, very usable, and within Keystroke using the form files, the WPD printer driver files, you can do a lot with the way the text looks. You can print a logo. It prints a pretty good looking logo on there. On it you can adjust speed so that you get a better logo, or you can do it at higher speed. So there's a lot you can do within that driver itself. And Stephen, I don't know if you have anything to add to what I was saying about the RP-D10 printer.
No, again, very reliable product. Seiko, hopefully everyone's the same company as the watch. Same type of reliability we'd expect that you'd get from the watch.
Absolutely. And yeah, they've been making printers a long time, kind of not, you don't see it on every street corner, but they're nice quality, good product. Oh, go ahead, Stephen.
We actually probably have more products out there without our name on it than we do with our name on it. We do a lot of OEM products.
Yep, I believe that. Does anybody have any questions?
How do you load the logo?
Oh, the logo is part of Keystroke Advanced POS, and in the configuration manager here, under Settings and Name and Address, you simply select the logo, and then it's pulling that for forms. It also pulls that on reports as well. So when I run reports, if I save that, and if I go to the report manager and do a sales transaction report, you see how you get that logo at the top of your report screen as well. So we try to make that easy. On those forms, it will have that logo embedded. You can remove that, or if you don't have a logo specified, it just doesn't print anything there. The other thing you can do, and thank you for bringing this up, Kennard, with this printer is you can default a graphic or a watermark in the printer driver itself. And I'm not so familiar with these, but you can do a watermark and select an image so it'll print on the back. You can also default a graphic to print on every form too.
The other thing the driver gives you the ability to do is once you create a configuration, you can save that configuration. So if you now need to put that into different printers, you can do that as well, so you don't have to go back and recreate.
Yeah, I so often see printer drivers as a hindrance more than a help, but this printer driver was designed to be pretty handy. Well, any other questions? Next week, you'll get Mike Gebb, who will be talking a little about some of the features he's added over the past couple of weeks. We've done a few things with payment processing and some AR things, ways to turn it off. So you can hear more about that with Mike Gebb next week. But Stephen, thank you for being here, and thanks for everyone for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.